In the 1980s, Enzo Ferrari had a problem. He needed a V6 engine for a new project, but Ferrari's own V6 designs weren't quite right. So the most arrogant, demanding, and brilliant man in automotive history did something unthinkable. He picked up the phone, called his biggest rival, Alfa Romeo, and asked if he could buy their engine. Alfa Romeo said no. This is the story of the engine that was so good, even Ferrari wanted it. It's an engine that was designed by a single genius, continuously perfected over 26 years, and widely considered to be the greatest sounding naturally aspirated V6 ever put into a production car. They call it the Violin of Arese. But to the people who know its true history, it's simply known as the Busso. Today, we're diving into the legendary Alfa Romeo Busso V6, the man who gave his life to it, and the heartbreaking corporate betrayal that finally killed it. Giuseppe Busso was born in Turin in 1913, at a time when the city's factories were humming with ambition and the future of Italian engineering was being forged in steel and sweat. He graduated from the Polytechnic University of Turin with a mind tuned for precision and a heart set on speed. By 1937, Busso was working at Fiat, not on cars, but on aircraft engines, machines built to survive the violence of the sky. That early exposure to aviation's demands for lightness, strength, and reliability would shape every engine he touched. In 1939, Busso moved to Alfa Romeo's Special Projects Office, joining a team led by Orazio Sattapoliga. Here, he learned the art of balancing performance with elegance and the discipline of testing ideas on the racetrack before trusting them on the road. The outbreak of war did not stop his pursuit of mechanical beauty, and if anything, it sharpened his resolve. After the war, Enzo Ferrari himself recruited Busso as Ferrari's first technical director in 1946. It was Busso who helped bring the legendary Colombo V12 to life, a symphony of 12 cylinders that would set the tone for Ferrari's rise. Yet even in Maranello, Busso's loyalty to engineering excellence ran deeper than any badge. In 1948, he returned to Alfa Romeo, ready to apply everything he had learned to a new era of road cars. Over the next 3 decades, Busso would become the architect behind some of Alfa's most celebrated engines, always guided by a belief that a true engine should be felt, heard, and remembered. It was this philosophy that would lead to the creation of the Violin of Arese, an engine designed not just to move cars, but to move people. If you are fascinated by the stories behind the world's most passionate machines, do not forget to subscribe for more. Giuseppe Busso approached the V6 not as a mere power plant, but as a living instrument, one that would define the soul of Alfa Romeo for a generation. The blueprint began with a decision that set the Busso apart from its rivals, a 60-degree bank angle. This was not a number pulled from convention. Busso knew that 60 degrees was the sweet spot for a V6, delivering perfect primary balance and an even firing order. That choice meant the engine could run with a silkiness that belied its mechanical complexity, with no need for balance shafts and no compromise in feel. Weight was a constant enemy. Busso set an ambitious target: keep the entire engine under 150 kilograms. To achieve this, he insisted on aluminum for both the block and the heads, a bold move in the 1970s when most 6 cylinders still clung to cast iron. Every gram saved sharpened the car's reflexes and let the V6 sing higher, longer, freer. The Valvetrain was an exercise in elegant pragmatism. Instead of the double overhead camshafts that were becoming fashionable, Busso designed a hybrid system, a single belt-driven camshaft per bank with direct action on the intake valves and a clever rocker pushrod setup for the exhaust. This approach reduced weight and friction, but it also gave the engine a unique acoustic fingerprint, one that would soon become legend. The intake runners, polished to a mirror finish, were arranged for equal length and perfect resonance, shaping the signature howl that would earn the nickname Violin of Arese. Every detail, from the forged crankshaft to the compact combustion chambers, was shaped by Busso's insistence on smoothness, responsiveness, and sound. The result was not just a technical achievement, but a foundation for the emotional connection that would bind drivers to their cars. Here, in aluminum and steel, Busso laid the groundwork for an engine that would be remembered as much for how it made people feel as for how it made cars move. In 1973, just as the Busso V6 neared readiness for production, the world changed overnight. The oil crisis sent shockwaves through every boardroom in Europe, and Alfa Romeo's leadership faced a dilemma: launch a bold new engine or retreat in the face of fuel shortages and economic uncertainty. The project was shelved, the blueprints and prototypes locked away at Arese, while the market demanded smaller, thriftier engines. For 5 long years, Busso's vision waited in the shadows, its future uncertain. Only in 1979 did Alfa Romeo finally bring the engine to the public, fitting it under the hood of the new Alfa 6 sedan. The debut version displaced 2.5 litres and produced 156 brake horsepower, a figure that set it apart from the sedate executive cars of the era. 6 Dell'Orto carburetors fed the V6, each throat tuned by hand for perfect response. The Alfa 6 was more than a flagship. It was a declaration that Alfa Romeo would not surrender its soul to the fuel crisis. As the doors of Arese's showroom opened, the world heard the first notes of an engine that had nearly been silenced before its song began. The first time the Busso V6 cleared its throat in public, something strange happened. Journalists and mechanics alike stopped what they were doing and listened. By the early 1980s, the Italian press had given it a name that would outlive marketing slogans and model numbers: the Violin of Arese. It wasn't just a clever turn of phrase. The engine's 60-degree geometry and hand-tuned intake runners produced a harmony of overtones that no other V6 could match. A single press review declared it the most glorious-sounding 6-cylinder road engine ever. Enthusiast magazines ran spectrograms showing how the Busso's exhaust note traced a smooth, rising arc, more like a string instrument than a machine. At idle, it purred with a liquid, woody resonance. Under throttle, the sound swelled into a metallic wail that seemed to vibrate straight through the steering wheel and into the driver's chest. Owners began to say, only half joking, that you bought an Alfa with a Busso V6 as much to listen as to drive. The nickname stuck because it fit. The Busso's song became a signature for the brand, a promise that every journey would begin and end with music. Even today, decades after the last one left Arese, the question lingers in garages and online forums. Does any V6, Busso, or even the Volkswagen VR6 sound greater? If stories like this make your heart race, make sure to subscribe for more. The Busso V6 reached its full stride in the 1990s, growing stronger and more sophisticated with every new chapter. Displacement swelled from the original 2.5 litres to a full 3 litres, and then to a final 3.2 litre masterpiece. Each increase brought not just more power, but a richer, deeper voice, an engine that sang with the confidence of a seasoned tenor. The leap to a 24-valve, double overhead camshaft design in 1992 brought the Busso roaring into the modern era. With 4 valves per cylinder and a higher rev limit, the engine delivered sharper throttle response and a top output of 250 brake horsepower in its ultimate 3.2-litre form. This was no longer just an Alfa Romeo signature. The Busso's reputation crossed borders. Low-volume sports cars like the Gillette Vertigo adopted the engine for its blend of raw performance and unmistakable sound. Even outside the Alfa family, kit car builders and industrial designers sought out the Busso for its combination of lightness, reliability, and that unmistakable howl. The Violin of Arese was now a soloist on the world stage, at the peak of its creative powers, just as the forces of corporate pragmatism began to circle. The Busso's finest hour would soon face its reckoning, but in this moment, its song rang out with more clarity and passion than ever before. Fiat's accountants brought a new kind of logic to Arese, one that measured value in minutes and euros, not in music or memory. The Busso V6, once assembled by hand and tuned by ear, became a casualty of spreadsheets. Labour costs soared, emissions rules tightened, and the old tools grew tired. Fiat's answer was a deal with General Motors, a Holden V6 mass-produced in Australia, fitted with Alfa cylinder heads. The new engine delivered power, but its voice was flat. No resonance, no heritage, no hint of the Violin of Arese. Rumours swirled that Cosworth, the legendary British engineering firm, offered to buy the Busso tooling and keep the line alive. No official record confirms the bid, but the story endures among those who saw the factory gates close for good. On December 31st, 2005, the last Busso V6 left the Arese plant. 3 days later, Giuseppe Busso died in the same town where his masterpiece had been silenced. The timing felt almost deliberate, as if the man and his creation had agreed to bow out together. The sound faded, but the ache remained. It was a reminder that some losses cannot be offset or replaced. If you want to hear more stories that live where passion and engineering meet, subscribe now. Today, the Violin of Arese survives not because of corporate strategy, but because of the devotion it inspires. It is engineered soul-resisting spreadsheet logic. Enthusiasts still seek out Busso-powered Alfas as much to hear them as to drive them. So, Busso or VR6, which sings the greatest V6 aria? Subscribe for more.